Redditor who goes by the handle Final Say posts this picture of an Orthodox Jew who is on an airplane, and he has covered himself in a massive plastic bag.
Okay, Jews on a plane. Oh, come on. That's awesome.
So this story, unfortunately, doesn't have a lot of details. I think that he might have an oxygen tank in there, because if he didn't, he would die. So that, that's just one thing I wanted to clear up. But also, there's been a little bit of a debate as to why he's covered in a bag. The Redditor who originally posted the picture said that he was trying to, make sure that he was segregating himself from females, because of course, in the Orthodox Jewish religion, they do that. They're not supposed
absolutely.
to be.
They're all walking around in plastic bags, so they don't.
No, they're not in plastic bags, but there has been a case like El Al, the
Israeli airplane company, yep.
They said that they've been getting more and more requests from Orthodox Jews, like men, who don't want to sit anywhere near women. So there was actually this case where a woman got really upset because she was told to go to the back of the plane because,
Why doesn't he take his ass to the back of the plane?
I agree.
Anyway,
if he has a problem. So anyway, that was the original reasoning behind why this was happening. But then other Redditors said, no, he's a Kohen, which is someone who is a descendant of one of the high priests of Israel, and one thing that they can't do is they can't fly over or walk through a cemetery. So he put himself in that bag to create a barrier between him and the cemetery, because the airplane is not enough.
No, that's true. God, if you fly in an airplane over a graveyard but are not covered in a plastic bag, he gets really mad at you. He really does. He's like, hey, dude, where was your garbage bag? Okay, we went over 3 graveyards in that flight.
Like maybe a second sweater, maybe. something short of a glad bag.
But what's awesome about this dude is that he thinks nailed it.
Nailed it, yeah.
They're oh, God's gonna be so on my side. No, even God's gonna think you're a jackass.
I like that the reason that and again, the debate on Reddit is why he had done this, and the El Al fact seems to establish without doubt that this is why, too, because if you're, as Anna said, if you're a Kohen, you're not allowed to be in the presence of the dead. So you can't go to a funeral service inside. Cohens wait outside, and they'll drive to the cemetery, but they won't go in the cemetery. There may be some exceptions if it's a very close relative.
Yeah, these are all very important.
Yeah, these are good. These are good, solid rules.
Because God's taking a lot of notes. He's you can't within 3 feet of a dead person. Knock him down a notch in heaven.
So, in order to avoid being impure, he has covered himself in a trash bag.
That's a great irony.
Yeah.
I love it. And look, don't get us wrong. We're not picking on one religion here. So the Muslim fundamentalists, same thing with, oh my God, don't be anywhere within the perimeter of women, you'll freak out, etc. Right? And then you got Brahmins in the Hindu religion, let alone every other caste and all the different things. But they got extra rules. And since the Kohens are highly, holy, and the Brahmins are highly holy within Hinduism, well, they have other garbage bags they got to be in. And for in their case, it's not garbage bags, but it's other goofy rules. And I am amused by that God the accountant keeping notes of who's in the garbage bags and rewarding them.
Yeah.
How could you possibly believe that? But that's the thing. Fundamentalism is a disease. It's a disease of the mind. I mean, you get so psychologically scarred and you get intertwined in all these rules and weird things that you wind up in a garbage bag.
So I want to make a point about that because, look, I know he looks funny and we're making fun of him, but I actually feel really, really bad for this guy, right? Because he's basically living this torturous life in the name of his religion. And of course, he thinks he enjoys it. He's doing it for a good reason. But at the same time, you have this one life to live. Enjoy it. Don't live in a plastic bag because you're in fear of being impure.
It's a fair point. I want to see him drink the Diet Coke.
God, I hope. But so the other thing is, if he doesn't have an oxygen tank, he has to poke holes in it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he will literally meet his maker quicker than he thinks.
Yeah.
Right? But then if you poke the holes, won't the dead vapors go through the holes? And
that barrier is void, right?
Anna and I did 15 minutes of research on Kohen rules before the show as best we could. And so, but it's given to understand that like they wait outside the building of the funeral, like I said, and then they'll drive with the others to the funeral, but they stop a respectable distance from the funeral gates. They won't go in. So you can come within 30 yards, say, or 100 yards vertically of the prison,
Oh, great point.
but the plane at 30,000 feet, somehow that's a violation. And, as Anna mentioned, you're in the giant steel plane.
And by the way, if he's right,
Planes aren't made of steel.
okay, nonetheless, if he's right, he's going to be the only person in heaven.
Right, totally.
Okay.
That's right, that's right.
Because, I mean, who would have known these rules? The other Kohen rabbis are going to go and be like, but
Dude.
wait a minute, I was 30,000 feet in the air.
Can't possibly.
The guy's like, well, sorry, you didn't listen to the vertical versus horizontal rule, and you weren't in a plastic bag. Done for. Hades.